It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Thanks for inviting us into your home or into your office, or if you're driving in the car right now, it's pretty cool that you're listening to us, and we're part of your huddle this morning. We're part of your sales department success. We appreciate you, and we don't take it lightly as you're giving us this time. Thank you so much. We'll make this a good use of your time and a profitable use of your time so it makes sense and sense. Can I say that, by the way? But here we go. We start with a business case. And once upon a time, there was a guy named Michael Dell. And Michael Dell bought back his own company for a whooping $24 billion. It was Dell, by the way. You know why he bought it back? Because he believed that he could sell more of the product if he owned the company, and then a little while longer, just like someone else does it. You fast forward a few years later, another CEO by the name of Eric Carreel. He's the founder of a company called Withings. He was in a very similar situation. You know, he had started a company called Withings, and they made really cool gadgets that help people be healthy, help people understand their numbers. I mean, it's really incredible, by the way. But something went wrong. Nokia bought Withings. And when Nokia bought Withings, like, okay, fine, they've got Withings. But now Nokia had decided they wanted to sell Withings. So Eric perked up, just like Michael Dell did, and said, I think I should go back and get that company. Now, they had a big company that wanted to buy Withings, and that was Google Nest. But somehow, Eric, through his sales strategy, through his sales message, he was a big fish out there. He was able to go out and actually buy his company back, which is Withings. And he said, you know what? Now that we have the company, we're going to step out and do something different. Because Eric realized he had spent so much time when he had Withings before comparing it to the competition like Fitbit, trying to see what Fitbit was doing because they were in that health arena, trying to see what other folks were doing just so he could not only keep up with the competition, but do something other than what he was meant to do. Now, here's the point I want you to make as a CEO. When Eric finally got total control of Withings, he had a solid sales plan, he had a solid sales message, and he was very clear with his sales strategy, and that was to focus solely on health products that would set Withings apart, a unique selling proposition. Now, this is not bad. For Eric, it wasn't just about selling the product anymore. Hear me. It was about making a real difference in the health of people's lives. I mean, isn't that just a cool way to go? So just like Eric, the point I want to make to you, the big takeaway I have for you is focus on building products that can help people change their lives, or if you work with businesses, change their business. Now Eric has a product. We use it in our home. I mean, I don't get endorsed by these products, but we use it in our home. And you know what? It really helps measure our body, measure our weight, and so many other things. You focus on your sales strategy, you focus on solving problems. The big idea is you'll make more money, you'll solve more problems, you'll make a bigger difference in the world. You do that, well, I promise you, you will see your sales go up in a way. With that being said, once again, my name is Shay Brown, host of the CEO Sales Huddle. It is an honor and a privilege to serve you this morning. Thanks for having me in your home, by the way. We really appreciate it, or as part of your sales meeting. Now, we get started every single morning the exact same way, and that is, as a CEO, in your sales department meeting, what is the conversation? Well, our mantra is focus on sales. Our mantra is focus on sales. Our mantra is what? Focus on sales. Why? Because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. So without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. The point I want to make to you is that at the end of the day, selling is serious business. Selling at the end of the day is serious business. So in the sales department, one of the things we're doing is we want to step back. And as a CEO, we say, well, what's my responsibility? Well, I believe that every CEO has a pledge that it makes to the sales department. And the pledge is learn, earn, and return. Now, this is something we can say every single day. I love the check-in. I love the consistency. And here it is. Go ahead and repeat after me. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from existing clients in order to help new and old clients to return. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. Now, our big objective is, it's all about sales progress. It's all about making sure we address any roadblocks. Isn't that the case that we had this morning? There was competition that was out there. They weren't alone, but also they had to focus on the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to be profitable. By the way, sales pillar number one is you must have a one-page CEO sales plan. You must understand your sales cycle. You must have a sales message so you can communicate your big why to the world. And then you've got to focus on your sales dashboards, like driving a car where you can look down and you don't just look at what gear you're in. You're looking at the odometer. You're looking at other factors. Anyway, I don't have time to get to that. We'll have a whole segment on that today. And you have to build a seven-figure sales team, okay? You've got to build a seven-figure sales team. You got to do what? You got to build a seven-figure sales team. Now, for those folks that are tuning in and you can see me and you're here live right now, we appreciate you. Do me a favor, look right below the video. Look right below the video and put hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here is the bat signal. You can see me, but now I can see you. And also, while you're doing that, you can also look to the other side, and the other side is pretty cool, by the way. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. Now, for all the folks that are on the podcast right now, and you can't see me, I can't see you, or you can see me and I can't see you, I should say, let's go ahead and connect. Go over to @IamCheBrown. Just go over to @IamCheBrown, and let's connect. Now, whether it's on Roku, Apple TV, maybe right now you're on the YouTube channel. You might be thinking, Shay, what's the whole purpose of the CEO Sales Huddle? The CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. So I get it, you know how to sell. Now, how can you sell more faster? What's the big why? The big why is all about sales growth. It's about sales accountability. And at the end of the day, it's about consistency. And you may have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. What do people struggle with every day? Is struggle with consistency. So we get together for 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day. In this 15 minutes each day, we're only asking for a couple things. It's you to be tuned in, you to be focused, because there's 1,440 minutes in every day. So now you're taking 1% of your day as a CEO, dedicating that 1% of the day to your sales department. Why? Well, that 1% of the day that you dedicate is all about one goal. And that goal is $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. And I want you to imagine how your life would be different if you're generating an extra $100,000 over and beyond whatever you're earning today, because you're in this conversation around sales, around success. You're measuring, you're managing, and you're seeing your sales continue to go up, up, up and away. But here's the challenge. While people said, "Yeah, I get that intellectually, it makes sense, $100,000. How do I really get there?" And you know, that's a very reasonable request. And the reasonable request was, how do I get there? And we had a solution. And our solution was, for so long, we worked behind the scenes with our clients, building out a dashboard so they could take a look at where they were. They could manage what was going on. They could then look at the indicators. So if you're in an airplane, what do you have to do? You have to slow down for a second. And the airplane pilot's not just looking at how fast the plane is going. He's not just looking at the altitude. He's not looking at the direction. He or she has many indicators on there. And as they look at those indicators, they decide which indicator is most important to them. So that's what we did. So to help you get to $100,000 plus a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue, our solution, which worked so well for our clients, is the CEO Sales Dashboard. Now, the CEO Sales Dashboard gives you 5 indicators. And as you're looking at those 5 indicators, you're able to step back now, and you're able to look at leads. You're able to look at appointments. You're able to look at offers, deals, and repeat business. Now, I want you to imagine if you were driving in a car, and as you're riding down the road, that you never took a moment to even take a look at your dashboard. Like, you might be looking at the speedometer, but you didn't look to see if you had any oil in the car. Maybe you looked to see how much oil you had in the car, but you didn't look to see what gear you were in. See, that's the same thing in business, same thing in sales. As the CEO, this is what we're talking about here. So for those folks that haven't downloaded the CEO Sales Dashboard, you can go to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Once you get there, then you can go ahead and download it. It's going to look just like this. It's an Excel sheet. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do every single day. I mean, I love everything we do, but the CEO Sales Dashboard, for many of you, this is the game changer that you've just been waiting on. I mean, this is it right here. And inside of this, there's a lot of different indicators, right? There's leads, there's appointments, there's offers, there's deals. But the main factor is for you to have one place you go to and you can manage the sales department. And you can look and say, okay, there's leads, there's appointments, there's offers, there's deals, there's repeat business. Okay, if I go look, let's just say at appointments. And let's say you're going across the top. So you go to today's date and you come down from today's date and you look at appointments and you ask yourself the question, okay, I want to generate more revenue. I want to solve more problems. I want to help more people. Now, let me look and see how many appointments were set in the sales department yesterday. How many appointments were run in the sales department yesterday? Now, you might say, Shay, why is that so important? Well, there's two types of skill sets. There's appointment setting. That's one skill set. There's appointment running. That's a separate skill set. So for those folks that are downloading the CEO Sales Dashboard, what you have right now in front of you, you're focused on the goal of $100,000 a month. Now you have indicators in front of you. Now, you can go over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Doesn't cost you a dime. Now, for those folks that are doing it, then you might say, okay, we're just focused on one area. How many of those appointments did my sales department run that were one-on-one? And then how many did my sales department run that was one-to-many? And then how many were run yesterday? And then the last week. And then some of you are looking at week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You've got those categories right there, and that allows you to manage. Here's the point that we want to make. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. So now to put you in a really good position. Now, once we do that, we get to move on to the next segment. We get to ask ourselves a couple of really important questions. And the number one question we get to ask ourselves is, what are our big wins? And I love the big wins because the big wins allow us to step back for a moment and we get to celebrate what's working. So we don't do the CEO Sales Dashboard to beat ourselves up. We do the CEO Sales Dashboard to acknowledge what's working. So let's take a look right now and we look at what's working. 3 questions. Question number 1, what are you most proud of? Don't you love that? I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things to do. You look at the sales department yesterday, the effort that was put into the sales department yesterday. You as a CEO, you've got your CEO dashboard in front of you. And so you're measuring, you're managing, you're making it better. Then you say, well, what was the biggest accomplishment yesterday in the sales department? Now, for those folks who tune in every single morning, it's always amazing to have you. Some of you already know the question. Shay, how did it do the day before? How did it do last week? How did it do over the last 2 weeks? See, what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. And the only way really to get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue is to have the CEO Sales Dashboard that at least tells you what's going on, where you need to allocate your resources. And then the last question we get to ask ourselves, and it's the hurdle. We talked about a business case this morning. They had big hurdles that was out there. And then that big hurdle, you get to ask the question, what was your biggest roadblock yesterday in the sales department? What's preventing you today? Like, it's on you. You're owning it. It's all on you. What's the one thing you can do as a CEO to help move the business forward? And then last, but most importantly, when are you going to take action? The universe rewards people who take action differently than those that don't. This is your moment. This is your time. I can't wait to give you the message of the day because the message of the day is set more appointments. Now, what does that mean? What does that look like? Shay, give me the 1-minute rule. Well, if you went and looked at the CEO dashboard, which we just did a second ago, and you noticed that, I need to get in front of more people. I need to let people know that there's a problem. I didn't say you had to sell them. You don't have to convince them. You have to persuade them. But the message of the day is, for some of you, the sales department just needs to be in front of more people so they can solve more problems. And the only way to do that is to set an appointment, whether it's one-to-one, whether it's one-to-many. We went over the appointments earlier today. I don't want to go back, but if we need to, we will. There's one-to-one type of appointments for the sales department. There's one-to-many type of appointments. I mean, just speaking to more than one person like I am right now. And then for others, and this is a great breakthrough for a number of folks, how many appointments did the sales department have for collaborations? Like, the whole part was to collaborate. So they have an appointment set, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the number is. You're all in different industries, different places, different spaces, but you're tuned in. It is all about how can we partner? How can we collaborate? How can we share? And you know what? And I say this often, and I know I'm on a rant right now, but it's so true. Nothing happens without an appointment. I mean, it's possible it could, but many good things come when you have a serious, focused conversation. And that's the best use of your sales department's time. So I'm raising my hand in the sales department saying, message of the day is set more appointments. You do that and you will see your sales go up. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, host of the CEO Sales Huddle. I want to let you know I appreciate you letting us broadcast into your home this morning, or into your office, or into your car, or maybe we're on your tablet. Maybe you're in the kitchen right now cooking breakfast, and we're playing in the background. Some of you are already at the office. For Two Firms, we're sitting on the TV monitor right now. Thank you guys for allowing me to replay this message. I want to make sure it's a good use of everybody's time. With that being said, you're amazing. You're an awesome CEO. You're a credible CEO. You're a CEO that's making a difference. And I believe for you, your best is yet to come. With that being said, make it a great day, everyone. Drop me a note below. If you just got one nugget out today, or you're here, just put a hashtag I'm here. Just look right below the video right now. Put a hashtag I'm here. I'm out. Peace, everybody. I'll see you on the other side, or at the next CEO Sales Huddle. God bless. Keep doing God's work.